guys, my name is Tina and I am the founder and CEO of Mentessa, and I am a huge advocate for peer mentoring. I actually believe that mentoring can be the revolution of work because right now our work focuses a lot on processes, on checklists, on to-dos, and on everything else, but what work actually is about, bringing people together so they can learn from each other, land on the moon, fight a pandemic, and distinguish polio or other illnesses. I believe that the purpose of organizations is to do stuff that we as individuals are not able to do. And I believe that peer mentoring is one of the ways how we can have more of a community feeling at the workplace and less of workforce, if you know what I mean. This is why I called my presentation From Small Talk to Big Results, how to foster a purpose in today's workplace with peer-to-peer mentoring. Let's start with the truth. Almost every second employee feels left alone with challenges at work. Ever since the pandemic, this number probably has doubled. Who hasn't been challenged in the past weeks and months? Even after the big home office phase, we are still working hybrid, flexibly remote. We don't know who to ask. We're oftentimes at home with videos, with a lot of automated processes, feeling stuck. And we need something like a support line at work, somebody we could ask for a question. But it's not really about the person and the know-how. It's really more about the connection. So 96% of all employees asked in Germany by IT systems in their annual new work survey said they really want to have a purpose of work. And if you deeper in what they really mean with this, it's they want to feel belonging to something bigger than them. What do people belong to? What do people connect to? They belong to organizations they believe in, they connect to people. And this is the missing piece in today's workplace. We are all about processes, automation, efficiency, but we are getting so much faster and so much more productive and efficient that we feel lost in this. 9 out of 10 millennials, according to the survey of SurveyMonkey, want a mentor at work. They prefer it to any other formal training. And 71% of Fortune 500 companies already offer the mentoring. But the problem is in the wording. So what people need is the connection. They need the belonging, the purpose, and being part of something, some other people that they know, and not the program by itself. So of course they want the benefit, but it's not really about the program. It is about connecting to others. The problem is that today's mentoring programs, they do really come from an old world of work where it is about a process and they're very lengthy in time. They're not very flexible. So it all begins with some application that is really slow, oftentimes PDF, Excel files, email, paper. Even if it's a digital form, it's just a form, it's not connected to anything. So it still goes through a person that manually matches you. And this is not only slow, but it's also biased in today's workplace because we all have our beliefs. Sorry, this is my dog, if you hear him. We all have our limitations and we all could be more fair. And this is what technology could do. Also, after the beginning of a program, there is a huge onboarding process that is really fuzzy nowadays. So here's an email, what we expect you to do. Here's another email. Who read the email? Who didn't? We don't know. So oftentimes there is a big mismatch between expectations of mentors and mentees, and it's just too much work. And going like this step by step, sometime months later, some mentoring happens. But given how many people out there actually want to engage for others and help others grow, and how many out there really want to find a mentor connection, it's just not effective enough. Here, the numbers, 1%, 1 per mil actually, from 10,000 or from 10,000 employees in the company, only 10 have a mentor in such classic programs. 5,000 euro get just lost because our time at work, speaking with others also costs something. And for HR, it's a huge burden they just really want to give away. On top of that, 3 out of 5 matches are not good. Yes, I know the successful stories of how my mentor changed my life. I've also had such mentors, but the truth is that the dark number of failed matches, it's just something we never talk about, and it's a potential lost. Mentoring today doesn't scale. And here is where I think that with the use of peer mentoring, with a simple concept like this, we can not only make a lot of people happy, break down barriers and silos and create a culture of learning and collaboration. I do believe that we can actually change work. I do believe that in a complex VUCA environment, mentoring will be the new collaboration, because everything that is automatable will be automated and done by machines, but work will be more creative than ever for solving the new complex challenges like boom, a pandemic, or boom, a war, or whatever it is, with the power of connecting to others. So peer mentoring could be the answer. Peer mentoring is different than mentoring because it can be less formal. It is not only about the mentee, it's also for both parties to learn from each other. By the way, classic mentoring also is this, but oftentimes there are connotations. And it's really about not necessarily connecting people from different hierarchies. It can also be people from similar experience levels. Let me give you a few examples. For example, peer mentoring could be a recent college graduate who mentors a high school student to become just like them, to go to the same university. So it's a little bit about role modeling. A group of employees mentoring each other on their public skills also is a peer mentoring. It's not a program, it's just a conversation and giving feedback to each other. And then the third type is a more experienced employee could mentor a new employee on their first weeks and months in the company for onboarding. You'd say, what's the difference with normal mentoring? I'd say none. I would just say we just have to call it peer mentoring. It's a little bit like gender for diversity in the workforce, so that we become, so that we get to appreciate the power of mentoring relationships and actually become aware of, what mentoring is all about. However, the big difference is that it scales. In a mentoring program, we said 1 of 1,000 can participate just because it's a lot of effort. A peer mentoring can scale to everybody in the workforce. You just need some way to bring everyone to find together, to find each other, and you can reap the benefits of peer mentoring. And those are so many. So people are more satisfied. Actually, again, 9 out of 10 people with a mentor at work said in a survey by Salesforce that they wouldn't want to quit. This number is a lot lower for people without a mentor. It also helps people practice their communication skills. Communication, by the way, is not just speaking. From the verbal skills, it's also listening. It's the opposite. Speaking and listening are 2 communication skills that we do not have a lot of space to practice today, especially not in the digital workplace, where we just actually only type down stuff and check boxes. And from the written skills, it's reading and writing. And yes, we practice those a lot more today, but actually writing down some brief for the mentoring program or together goals, it can also be effective communication training. It increases confidence for both parties. Peer mentoring can be a great way for talents to develop their leadership skills, with first conversations with others. It opens up new horizons for people to understand what other people actually are about. It also gives them better chances for career development, because with those skills, they become more capable to climb the career ladder, even in traditional organizations. And it helps, of course, as everything we do with others, to understand us better and the world around us. There is a business case for peer mentoring too. Sun Microsystems actually measured a peer group, as they say, a control group and another one, how much less resignations happened in companies with peer mentoring programs. So actually 38% less resignations, not intentions, but actually less people quit. And 87% said they were more productive because they got information faster. They took decisions with more confidence faster. They just had a broader overview, could think more creatively. That's a huge thing. If you're interested, we have a to-do list that you can download for free on our website on how to go about a mentoring program. It's really is not about the technology, but it is about thinking a program through with the values of helping people grow, and thinking peer mentoring into the design is really relevant. And this is what I do, because I learned today is about a little bit about myself too. So I turned this belief and this passion of mine, this purpose I have, into a profession with the foundation of Mentessa. I have the vision to remove barriers for know-how exchange and development for everyone in the workplace, because in the way we deal with mentorship today, we actually deal with career opportunities, and we give those to some people more than others. Today in the workplace, if you're matched with a mentor, your match will still largely depend on your gender, on the color of your skin, on your accent, on your name. There are studies by Harvard University that show that actually just changing the name in the application form of a person already does a huge difference, gender too. But of course, all of the other diverse talents that we have hidden in the workplace right now, all the introverts that do not reach out to get a mentor, all the tech and marketing teams that work separately, HR and finance, and so on and so forth. For this vision, I have been recently endorsed on the NASDAQ Tower in New York. It was a huge highlight in my life, not because I love seeing myself that big, but because I felt that the time was there to make change happen in the workplace. I actually believe that mentoring, as little as it might sound, or as niche as it could be, or could be thought of, is a huge breakthrough towards a more sustainable economy. Why? Because we do not have a know-how problem, but we have an implementation problem, an execution problem. I'll give you a few examples. We have the patent for solar cells, for how to create energy out of the solar power for 150 years now. We've had it for 150 years. We've had the knowledge about the greenhouse effect for 200 years now. And there is this huge, super renowned, well-financed organization, the World Economic Forum, which celebrated their 30th birthday last year. And they were founded with the purpose to raise awareness about the impact of work on society and the environment. However, although we know so much and we have so much innovative technology, if you look deeper into where we take too much time, where we do not dare to ask the right questions, where we are afraid of taking action and prefer to stick to the status quo to keep our job. If you take a look at where all the things go wrong and where we could change the most, I say it's not another patent, it's really how we organize around work. And to make the point again, the power of organizations really is about bringing everybody together so that we can contribute to the bigger cause with what we have. And this is what Mentessa does. And it's not easy, because if you want everybody to be able to find each other based on skills, like in an Asterix and Obelix village, and everybody should have their superpower visible, and together a small team of, weird people resist the Roman Empire, you have to solve three main challenges. And the first one is it's a liquid organization. Other than in the Asterix village, in a company, people come and go, they quit, they change, they have personal crises, they have, a bad mood. How do we measure and how do we find out who can help me when, and how do we book an appointment? The second thing is that everybody, me including, we love hanging around with like-minded people, and it's just difficult to match with somebody else. Maybe you could mute yourself, Pilar. I think you're loud. So that everybody can hear. Great, many thanks. And the third is wow, wouldn't it be great? Everybody's free and autonomous to work and match themselves based on skills, but organizations still need to plan work, right? And how can we do this? And the solution that we got with Mentessa is we have to enable peer mentoring and guide everybody in the process. And it shouldn't be just the program, but this should be an entire journey from coming in the company. Who do I have to meet in the beginning? How do I learn about our culture? How do I learn about everything that is around here and that makes up the organization? How do I get connected with the entire organization all the time? For this purpose, at Mentessa, we have developed a decentralized collaboration community. It's a replacement for Slack, but it actually integrates with all of the communication platforms that you've known from work. And the difference is that it's not based around communication and chatting and messaging. It's based around how can I find a person based on skills. This is a platform that companies or communities have inside their organization. They can invite external people or consultants or coaches, but it's really more about making expertise and skills visible from the people that work for the company. The second thing we've done in order to make people meet, even if they wouldn't otherwise, is our automated people-to-people workflows, which we have out of the box in ready-made templates for different purposes, not just for mentoring, but also for onboarding or diversity and inclusion. You can turn them on and they start matching people based on the purpose of the workflow. Our workflow consists all of 3 pieces. How often and when is the matching done? Some of them are one matching, like in a mentoring program workflow. Some of them are weekly matchings, like in a networking workflow. The second element is the matching algorithm. It's always optimized around the specific use case of the workflow. And the third one is a set of emails that guides everybody in the process from announcing that the workflow was turned on towards the matching, the service, the reminders, to book a meeting, to meet with the mentor, to set goals, and finally until the feedback after the program ends. That's a huge time saving for HR, but also a great experience for people. And it gives everybody the opportunity to measure what's really in the skill set of a workforce, compound and anonymous, what people have in their profiles, what they're looking for, and make reports that help HR take real life decisions like, okay, everyone is working looking after remote work. Nobody wants to know the basic stuff. So why am I still offering training around this and not on the topics they need? Our USP is that Mentessa is not about the program or the event or whatever. It is about the employee, so employee in the middle, and we guide them through the process with a really nice app. We have quite a few paying customers in Germany and internationally, from Serbia to Brazil, I love saying. And our vision is to move the needle from checkboxes and teams only and hierarchy towards a more creative and more interdisciplinary and connected workforce that can actually be human and provide the solutions we need as fast as we can. We know that this is the way to go because nobody knows everything, but everybody knows something. And we unfortunately now systematically just include people starting in the education, in the early education at school until the workforce. This has to change if we want to change all of the other challenges ahead. And you can join us, you can reach out on social media or join our newsletter. We have a really nice free mentoring course coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is National Mentoring Day, so I just didn't have the presentation updated on time, but if you check it out or on social media tomorrow, you'll find out how you can join the waiting list. And other than this, I'm open for your questions and thank you in advance for a really nice discussion.